My fiancée wanted a break to find herself, so I showed her what losing me really meant, and she regretted it too late. I really thought I'd found my person. For 4 years, I built a life with Emily. We met in college, moved in together after graduation, and when I proposed last year, she cried and told me I was everything she ever wanted. I thought we were solid, one of those couples that just worked. Turns out, I was an idiot. Because last month, out of nowhere, she sat me down and hit me with, "I think we should take a break." At first I laughed. I actually thought she was joking, but she wasn't. She gave me this whole speech about needing space and wanting time to figure herself out before the wedding, that we had been together so long and she needed to explore herself as an individual. Blah, blah, blah. I asked her, is there someone else? She swore there wasn't. Said this was just about her. Said she loved me but needed time. I sat there, staring at the woman I was supposed to marry, feeling like I'd just been sucker punched. 4 years. 4 f***ing years. And now, suddenly she needed to figure herself out? Nah, I knew what this was. I knew what breaks really meant. She didn't want space. She wanted freedom, without consequences. She wanted me on standby while she went out and explored. And if it didn't work out, she'd come back, expecting me to be right where she left me. So I made a decision. I wasn't going to be her safety net. I was going to walk away first. I didn't say anything for a long time after she finished talking, just let the words hang in the air. I think she expected me to argue, to fight for her, maybe even beg her to reconsider. Instead, I nodded. Okay. She blinked. Wait, okay? Yeah. If you need a break, take one. I could see the relief flood her face. She probably thought I was being understanding, that she had successfully convinced me this was some mature, mutual decision. But she didn't realize something. I wasn't agreeing to a break. I was agreeing to a breakup. I didn't waste time. That night, while she was out with friends, or so she said, I started packing. We had shared a 1-bedroom apartment for 2 years, but my name was the only one on the lease. Her parents had helped with her share of the rent for the first year, but once she got a steady job, I insisted we split things evenly. I never wanted her to feel trapped in a relationship because of money. Irony, huh? I wasn't about to waste time waiting for her to figure herself out while I sat around like a idiot, so I packed up all her stuff, neatly, because I wasn't petty yet, and by the time she got home, everything that belonged to her was stacked by the front door. She walked in, saw the boxes, and froze. What? What is this? Your stuff. Her eyes darted to me, confusion written all over her face. Why did you pack up my stuff? Because I'm giving you space. She let out a nervous laugh. Wait, I didn't mean I was moving out. You wanted a break, Emily. This is the break. Her face went pale. I thought we could just take some time apart. We are. I gestured at the boxes. That's exactly what this is. She opened her mouth, then closed it. I could see the panic settling in, the realization that I wasn't playing along with her plan. She expected to keep the apartment, to keep the comfort of knowing I was waiting for her. Not happening. I handed her the envelope I had prepared earlier. What's this? She asked, voice small. A list of short-term rentals near your office. Figured you'd need one. The way her mouth dropped open. Chef's kiss. She stared at me like she didn't even recognize me. Are you serious? Dead serious. I just needed time. Take all the time you want. I gestured at the door. Starting now. Her face crumpled. So, that's it? You're just done? I shrugged. You asked for a break? I'm giving you one. She didn't move at first, just stood there, staring at the boxes like they were physical proof that she had just destroyed her own relationship. And then, finally, she grabbed one of them and walked out the door, didn't even say goodbye. I won't lie, the first night alone in the apartment felt weird. Not because I missed her. I didn't. I missed the idea of what I thought we had. But now that I had distance, I realized something. I had spent so much time putting effort into a relationship with someone who saw me as an option. Someone who thought she could hit pause on our life together while she went off to figure things out. No, that's not how this works. She didn't get to press pause, she pressed stop, and I was going to make sure she never forgot it. Emily thought I'd wait. She thought she could walk out, do whatever she wanted, and then, when she was ready, I'd still be there. Waiting, arms open, like a fool. But that was never going to happen. Because while she was out figuring herself out, I was moving the hell on. The first few days were weird. Not because I missed her, because I didn't. It was just Strange. 4 years of someone always being there, and now? Silence. No one filling up the bathroom counter with beauty products. No random shoes left by the door. No one sitting next to me at night, scrolling through their phone while half watching a Netflix show. And I thought, shouldn't this hurt more? But it didn't. If anything, it felt peaceful. Like I had spent years walking on eggshells without even realizing it. Emily didn't text at first. No, hey, how are you? No, I miss you. Nothing. But I wasn't stupid. I knew how this worked. She was testing the waters, seeing how long she could hold out before I cracked and reached out first. Because in her mind, I was the backup plan. She could go out, explore herself, do whatever the hell she wanted, and then, if she didn't like the single life, she could come back and I'd be waiting. But I wasn't waiting, I was done. A week passed, then another. And that's when I started hearing things. Mutual friends reaching out asking how I was doing. A few were vague. Hey man, how are you holding up? But others? Not so much. Dude, Emily's been out every night. She's, embracing single life. Of course she was. I wasn't even mad. I had seen this coming the second she said she wanted a break. This was why I hadn't let her string me along. Because now, she didn't get to rewrite history. She didn't get to come back months later saying, I made a mistake, or I was just confused, expecting me to play the role of the patient fiancé. She made her choice. I was just making sure she had to live with it. 2 weeks in, she texted, a simple, hey. I left it on read. 3 days later, can we talk? Nah. Then came the casual attempts. She replied to an Instagram story of mine, something dumb about my dog with a, haha, I miss him. Him, not me. And that told me everything. She wasn't ready to admit she had messed up. She just wanted to keep the door open, to make sure I was still an option. Nope. Doors closed, locked, bolted, burned to the ground. By week 3, she started slipping. The messages got longer. I didn't expect things to feel this different so fast. I thought I needed space, but now I don't know. Can we at least meet up, just to talk? Still, I ignored her, because she wasn't sorry. She wasn't apologizing. She was regretting. Regretting that I had called her bluff. Regretting that I hadn't begged, hadn't chased. Regretting that, instead of waiting around, I had disappeared from her life completely. And that was the best revenge. Then one night, I ran into her. I was out with some friends at a bar, not even thinking about her, when suddenly I heard my name. I turned, and there she was. She looked different. Not bad, just off. Like she hadn't been sleeping much. Like she had expected this break to be fun and exciting. But instead, it had left her feeling empty. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Hey, I just nodded. Hey, she hesitated. Can we talk? I glanced at my friends, then back at her. We're kind of in the middle of something. She looked shocked. Like she hadn't even considered the possibility that I might not drop everything for her. Right. Yeah, of course. I turned back to my drink. And just like that, she was gone. That was the moment it truly hit her that I was done. And suddenly, the messages changed. No more vague, hope you're doing okay texts. Now they were desperate. I don't know why I did this. I miss you. Can we please talk? But the thing was, I didn't miss her. I missed who I thought she was. But the person she had turned into, the person who thought she could put our relationship on hold while she went out and explored, that person, I didn't know her, and I didn't want to. So I did the only thing left to do. I blocked her. And that's when she really lost it. Blocking Emily was the best decision I ever made. No more texts. No more half-assed attempts at keeping me on the hook. No more desperate pleas to just talk. It should have ended there, but of course it didn't. Because when people like Emily realize they're actually losing something, they don't just walk away. They fight. They scramble. They make things messy. And Emily? She made things a disaster. At first, she tried the friends route. A few of our mutual friends started reaching out, sending vague texts. Hey man, Emily's been really struggling. I think she just needs closure. Would you be open to at least talking to her? Closure. Funny how people always want closure when they're on the losing side. I told them the truth. There's nothing to talk about. She wanted space. I gave her space. Now she doesn't like it. Not my problem. Most of them accepted that. A couple still pushed, but I shut them down fast. Then, when she realized I wasn't taking the bait, she escalated. The next move was guilt. Emily reached out to my mum. She actually called her, crying, telling her how much she regretted everything, how she didn't know what she was thinking, how she had made a huge mistake, how she just wanted to fix things. I found out when my mum called me, confused. She sounded really upset, sweetheart. Are you sure you don't want to talk to her? Mum. She didn't call me, she called you. What does that tell you? Silence. Then a quiet, that. She wants me to pressure you into it. Bingo. I love you, Mum, but don't let her use you to get to me. To my mum's credit, she backed off immediately, and when Emily realized even that wouldn't work, that's when she went nuclear. I was at work when it happened. One of my co-workers walked up to me smirking. Dude, I didn't know you were engaged. What happened? I blinked. What? He pulled out his phone and showed me a Facebook post. A long, dramatic public essay from Emily about how we had been so happy, how she had made a terrible mistake, how she had never stopped loving me, but I refused to even speak to her. She painted herself as the heartbroken ex-fiancé and me as the cold, unforgiving who wouldn't give her a second chance. It had hundreds of comments, some from her friends. You deserve better, babe, some from random people. Men don't appreciate what they have until it's gone, and of course some from mutual friends. Damn, I didn't know he was being so harsh. It was exactly what she wanted, for people to take her side, for people to pressure me into talking to her, for me to break. But instead, I laughed, because she had just handed me the perfect excuse to end this for good. I didn't respond to the post, didn't comment, didn't defend myself. I just sent her a single text. You just made this easy. I'll be by tomorrow to get my ring back. She replied instantly. Wait, what? Can we just talk first? Nope, talking time was over. The next day, I showed up at her place. She opened the door looking a mess. Puffy eyes, hair in a bun, sweatpants, like she wanted me to see how miserable she was. I didn't care. Where's the ring? She swallowed. Can't we just... The ring, Emily, her eyes filled with tears. I was hoping maybe we could just sit and talk for a bit. I just stared at her. Finally, with shaking hands, she walked to the kitchen, grabbed a small box and handed it to me. I opened it. The ring was inside. I took it, gave her one last look, and said the last words I'd ever say to her. You wanted a break, now you've got one forever. Then I walked out. And this time, she was the one left waiting. Emily didn't text again after I took the ring. For a while, I actually thought maybe she had finally accepted it, that she understood she couldn't undo what she did, that this wasn't some temporary fight where she could cry her way back into my life. I should have known better. Because while she didn't text, she wasn't done trying. At first, it started small. I began running into her in places I'd been going to for years, the coffee shop near my apartment. Suddenly, she was there every other morning. The gym? She magically had a new membership. She even bumped into me at the grocery store one night, standing in the exact same aisle I was in, looking through the same brand of cereal she never ate when we were together. Every time, she played it off like a coincidence. Oh, hey, wow, I didn't know you came here this late. Small world, huh? What are the chances? Oh, I've just been trying to change up my routine. She wasn't subtle. She was trying to get me to react, to talk to her, to give her even the smallest opening. But I didn't. I kept it short. A nod, a hey, then I walked away. And every time she looked more and more frustrated, like she couldn't understand why I wasn't giving her the reaction she wanted. Because in her mind, I was supposed to be weakened by all this. I was supposed to be haunted by her. I was supposed to see her and feel something, but I didn't. I just felt done. Then she went for my friends. First, it was the pity act. I just missed the group, you know. It sucks that I can't even talk to them anymore just because of a stupid mistake. Then, the manipulation. I just wish someone would help me talk to him. I know he's hurting too. And, finally, the lies. I think he's just afraid to admit he still loves me. My friends? They weren't buying it. Most of them had seen how things played out. They knew exactly what happened. And the ones who had doubts, They backed off real quick after I showed them receipts. Every ignored message, every desperate text. That Facebook post stunt? After that, no one tried to defend her. She was on her own. After the failed friend route, things were quiet for a bit. Too quiet. Then, one Friday night, my phone rang. I didn't recognize the number, but I still let it go to voicemail. A few minutes later, another call. Then, another. Finally, I checked my voicemail. It was Emily, and she was wasted. Hey, so, I don't know if you're going to hear this, but I don't know, I just wanted to talk. A long pause, some shuffling, then a sniffle. I don't know why I did this. I was so stupid. I thought I needed space, but now all I feel is empty, more shuffling, a loud exhale. I miss you, okay? I miss us. I miss everything. I don't know what to do anymore. Another pause, a hiccup. Then, in a much smaller voice, do you ever think about me? I deleted it. 5 minutes later, another voicemail. Please, can we just talk? Just once? Just tell me you don't hate me. Delete. I wasn't angry. I wasn't even annoyed. I just felt nothing. Because this wasn't about love. This was about regret. She wasn't missing me. She was missing control. She was missing having the choice. But the choice, that was gone, and she had no one to blame but herself. Months passed. I moved on. I focused on my work, my friends, my life. I started dating again, nothing serious, just enjoying myself. I was happier than I had been in years. Then, one night, out of nowhere, Emily texted, "Can we talk? Just one last time?" I didn't reply. An hour later, "I just need closure." Still nothing. And then the final message. "I just want you to know, I finally understand. You were never going to wait for me, were you?" I stared at the screen for a long time because that was the first honest thing she had said in months. No more manipulation, no more pretending, just the simple, brutal truth. I wasn't going to wait. I never was. So finally I responded. A single word. No. Then I blocked her. For the last time. And that was the end of it.